Hey guys, welcome. We got Tom McClure here, one of the PH nutrition coaches, and we are going to be talking about supplementation on a vegan diet or plant-based diet. Now, this is a really kind of common area that people ask us about when either starting a plant-based diet or being on it for a number of months, a number of years. So, Tom, just start us off. When you're following a plant-based diet, like people often talk about nutrient deficiencies or a lack of nutrients in the diet. Like, just give us a little bit of an insight in terms of your thoughts on this.
I think with any diet, like supplements aren't necessarily always needed. I think particularly, like say, going plant-based, going vegan, just because you eat that way doesn't automatically equate to nutrient deficiencies. I know you've blood tested people and sometimes their blood work has come back with some of the best we've seen. Maybe they're more likely to kind of dial in the quality of their diet because they eat plant-based. So I think I would always look at supplements in maybe kind of two categories.
Yep.
One, just kind of health. Maybe we are looking at any deficiencies in the diet. And then second kind of supplement, maybe things that help you perform better or recover better.
Yeah, nice, mate. So that's a really nice way to approach it, like health-based stuff and performance-based stuff. And going into the health side of things, it's challenging to get some nutrients, isn't it, from a plant-based diet, such as iron, B12, vitamin D, but just it's not to say that you can't get them from the diet. So this is where supplementation can help. Now, have you got some kind of take homes or some things that people can really kind of focus on and potentially add into their plan?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I'm a big fan of a vitamin D spray. I think it's something that, like, bang for your buck is very cheap. And there's lots of great benefits to having adequate vitamin D intake. Yes, we can get vitamin D from food, but living in the UK, we need vitamin D from sunlight, and between September and March, we just don't get enough. So it's great for supporting, obviously, immune health, but it's great. There's a little bit of a performance crossover as well.
Yep.
And some of the plant-based ones that I've seen and used myself, they have got added iron and iodine and vitamin B12 as well. So again, nutrients that not necessarily might lacking, but we may struggle to get from a plant-based diet.
Yeah, B12 especially. Like, I think a lot of people focus on this and vitamin D, and yeah, I mean it's really kind of prevalent in animal-based products. But again, vitamin D from foods, regardless, again, if you're a meat eater or pescatarian or whatever, it's really challenging to get from foods. And like I said, yeah, I don't see much sunlight here, so 100% getting it in. And this, the vegan spray, we actually use one from Better You, isn't it? This is an all-in-one vegan spray. It's really great, guys. Get it in, on a daily basis. Definitely during those months that Tom mentioned there, and potentially if you've been taking it for a while or you're worried, get some blood work done. So if we're taking that, like, what's the next one you potentially want people to think about adding in?
I want to think about a vegan omega. So normally comes derived from algae.
Yeah.
If we're thinking about omega-3, we're thinking about, maybe reducing inflammation, helping the body get more vitamins and minerals out the food you're eating as well. And again, we can get it from plants. We can get it from nuts and seeds and things like that. But again, to get the amount we need, we've got to eat a lot, which may equal a lot of calories, and it's not going to work. So again, it's a simple one that we can potentially supplement in, just adding it in daily, taking it with food. Again, great health benefits and a little bit of performance crossover as well.
Yeah, exactly. Like, look, guys, health equals performance. So we need to focus on health first. And like Tom said, getting omega-3, like the EPA and DHA from foods, is really challenging on a plant-based diet. Often might be combined with higher levels of omega-6 in those foods as well. And just the way that the body processes it is really challenging to get enough. So definitely be thinking about getting a good quality algae oil. Guys, these supplements are going to be linked in our bio as well to our Amazon page, so you can purchase all the ones Tom's talking about today. So definitely getting that in, because I think that's a really, really sensible thing to do. And then look, last one. Have you got one more for us, Steve?
Yeah, do you know what? I'm a big fan of a good quality greens powder. Now, obviously going vegan, like, people go, oh, but you must eat loads of plants anyway. Well, yeah, we do, but sometimes there's nothing wrong with having like a little top up, particularly if maybe we're a little bit busy throughout the week. It's not something you have to use every day, but you could use it like 2 or 3 times. And sometimes, a good quality greens powder will have maybe some added B vitamins, which are again a little bit harder to get from a plant-based diet. We've maybe got a bit of zinc, a bit of magnesium, maybe even some like pro or prebiotics as well. So it can be a nice thing to add in a couple of times a week. But obviously make sure you get a good quality greens powder that gives you those things.
Yeah, it's mental, isn't it, when you think we'll get a greens powder on a plant-based diet. Like sometimes vegans and vegetarians don't eat enough veg, so this is definitely a nice thing to do. Boost immunity. It really does help with kind of gut health and digestion. If we use the amazing grass greens powder. That's the kind of only one I really recommend. I think a lot of the others, maybe they look kind of good on the surface, but they're just kind of packed out with like a protein or a filler or something like that. So this one tastes good, but like I said, it's got lots of different things in: calcium, zinc, magnesium, all the really kind of beneficial things that are derived from like spirulina, chlorella, wheatgrass, these other kind of really nutrient dense sources. So yeah, highly recommend getting that. And we're going to be doing another video on bloating and how to kind of deal with that. And adding a greens powder in on a plant-based diet can be a really beneficial thing to help you with that. Nice, mate. So I think those three really kind of box off a lot of the stuff that maybe kind of people worry about going to a plant-based diet from a health point of view. Now we're talking about performance. So you said you split it into 2 categories. So hit me with a couple of things, because I want to get stronger. I want to get more powerful. I want to help my exercise on a plant-based diet. What type of things should I be focusing on?
Okay, so again, number one, like kind of best bang for your buck is going to be a creatine monohydrate, a vegan one potentially. Creatine is naturally found in animal tissue.
Yeah.
So like vegetarians and vegans are going to struggle again to get enough. So it's a very easy thing that we can add in supplement. It's going to help with potentially like, muscle mass development. There's like cognitive and performance, like alertness benefits as well. Helps with energy production. So again, bang for your buck. It's a really good one to add in.
Yeah, we've linked to on our Amazon page. There's one called from Star Nutrition, and this is certified vegan. So a lot of research trying to find one that was 100% vegan. So definitely check that out, guys. And look, creatine really challenging to get on a plant-based diet. So definitely think about adding that in, females and males. It's not a male-only supplement. So make sure that you're taking that if you're training regularly. So good. I've got my creatine in. What's next?
Next, don't have to take it all year round, but maybe at specific times of the year, training hard, going into the open. Beta alanine, I think, is next on the list for me. I think if you're someone who, likes intervals, working hard, wants to delay that kind of muscle lactate buildup, I think, again, beta alanine is the one that you can, easily add into your diet, into a shake, take it, distribute it over the day so you don't get that weird kind of skin tingling thing going on. Yeah. But again, it can be a little bit more tricky to get it in a plant-based diet as well. So add it in.
Definitely. There's a little bit of research as well about a synergistic effect, creatine and beta alanine. So maybe stack them together, going to get further gains. So those two really good. I think creatine can be taken, you can take it all year round. Beta alanine, like I say, use it when needed, when you're really in a hard training period, when you're really kind of going at it, or when you're doing this type of training, more CrossFit, more EMOMs, more WODs, more kind of anaerobic stuff. So maybe a bit of barbell cycling or kind of leaning into the open. Perfect timing. So that we talk about those two, but kind of things that maybe people don't necessarily almost count as supplements now. Like, I think protein and carb powders might be something to just kind of give people a bit of guidance on. But I think it's a really useful thing to do. I think adding a protein into a shake into a plant-based diet just to top things up from a health point of view, overall point of view, I think is a really useful strategy. But from the performance side of things, how can we kind of use protein powders and carb powders?
I think we can use it potentially around that workout window. So maybe if someone's training early in the morning and they don't want a full meal, maybe having something before they train in liquid form, so it digests quickly. We've got circulating energy. But they can maybe even split that shake and then have some of it after their training as well. Again, we're dropping brands in, but I'm a big fan of the Wade vegan powder because it's higher in leucine as well.
Yeah.
Which again is like the key amino acid if we're thinking about getting stronger and muscle tissue growth. That can again be a little bit harder to get on a plant-based diet. So I think around the workout window is one option. The other option, let's say, is kind of plugging the gap you know, if we're struggling maybe to hit our protein number on a plant-based diet, having a shake, having something portable, easy to prepare, we can use it wherever we need to in the day.
Yeah, definitely. I've done a video on this about, you don't necessarily need to take it post-workout. You know, you could, like Tom said there, split it, take some pre-workout, some post. You know, that distribution of protein is so important. You know, maybe using it as part of your snack as well. And one of my clients used to use an unflavored protein powder and add it to like soups and stews and curries and, you know, all of these different other things to boost the protein content of it without any kind of like, and it thickens it up sometimes. So that, look, guys, don't be thinking that you just need to be like taking it around your workout. It is a performance-based thing, but I think it can be used in other ways. So look, carbohydrate powders as well. Like Tom, you use an intra-workout or carb powder?
Sometimes, if it requires it, like longer sessions, you know, aerobic pieces, even when running, sometimes, you know, I'll do laps around my village and pick up the drink and have a swig if I'm, you know, 90 minutes of work, that kind of stuff. Yeah,
definitely. When you're looking towards that longer session, guys, that's when potentially a carb powder is going to be doing. Don't just rely on caffeine. You don't want to be just running on fumes, and getting that carb powder in can be a really great performance enhancement. I think something that people are maybe a little bit scared of, especially kind of, you know, if you're still kind of wanting to perform well, but maybe kind of maintain or lean out a little bit, you know, but using a carb powder, especially for those early morning runs, or maybe if you're training twice a day, really useful. So awesome. Definitely get that in. T, thank you so much. Really, really good stuff. Nice to kind of, you know, allay a few people's fears maybe that, you know, just because you're following a plant-based diet doesn't automatically mean that you're going to be deficient in these types of things. The longer that you're probably going onto a plant-based diet is maybe when you probably need to get a bit of blood work done and focus on these areas. But again, categorize it: health-based stuff, performance-based stuff. You don't need to use everything all the time. And then just kind of say, like, you know, make sure you add it in when needed. Good stuff, T. Thank you very much for dropping a few knowledge bombs there. And guys, anything that you need, just drop them in the comments, and we'll talk to you soon.